Malik Collins, a seventh rounder, Larry. Whenever you can flip a seventh rounder for a guy who's probably a week one projected starter, I think that's a pretty good deal right there. Who Maliek Collins is as a player, we'll know more about as we begin to watch him. But what did you think of another move for the 49ers, as it seems all of their moves have basically been on the defensive side of the ball so far in terms of ads?
I love the two tackles they got. Maliek Collins is, he's enormously powerful. You could see it on film when I watched him when he was at Nebraska. He's got the wrestling background. And to me, that's it right there. I mean, this guy was a championship wrestler who won a state title. And he was like 48-0 his senior year in high school as a wrestler. And to me, that's a great advantage.
Strong hands. If I'm an NFL team, I want every single one of my guys up front taking judo, knowing how to fight with your hands in small spaces. You get that from wrestling. You get that from judo.
And just ability to play the game on his feet. That was the problem at Nebraska. A lot of people felt like he didn't play on his feet, but man, he's very, very powerful at the point. He'll give you a little pass rush. I think you just got to ask yourself, what do you like better? Kevin Givens and Javon Kinlaw, or Maliek Collins and Jordan Elliott? I think Jordan Elliott is a steal as well. Jordan Elliott, 310-pound defensive tackle, started at Texas, finished at Missouri, has been in Cleveland's wide nine, and he's a young veteran, but he has a ton of talent. To me, Jordan Elliott's got starter talent. I think Collins is a little bit more of a rotation backup, but he has more starting experience, up to this point. So, I mean, I like it. I think they've upgraded. They still have to find who's the replacement for Eric Armstead, but they've replaced Givens and Kinlaw with these last two signings.
Well, and they've replaced Givens and Kinlaw with markedly smaller players, right? I mean, they've gone from size of a house to size of an apartment.
Givens, though, is only about 280, 285, and these guys are more like 310. So Givens was a smaller pass rusher. Obviously, Kinlaw was just a house. I mean,
and Eric Armstead is, Mount Everest. That's one of the biggest humans I've ever seen. So, I think that speaks to them getting a little lighter on their feet, a little faster. You always kind of want to be zigging while the NFL is zagging. And one of the things that we've seen, a lot of people want the 49ers to address their offensive line. I do think it happens multiple times in the upcoming draft, maybe not during free agency, but offensive lines throughout football are getting dramatically bigger. And one way to beat big is with speed. And I think the 49ers, what they might lack in girth up front, they're trying to make up for in speed.
Well, there's no question that Leonard Floyd gives them a ton of speed. Coming off the edge. I mean, Floyd is really, really fast. He's 6'6", but he's lean and fast and wiry and strong. So, I mean, I would say Floyd is definitely a faster edge rusher than Chase Young, probably even faster than Gregory. And he's bigger than Gregory. Not quite as big as Chase Young. Yetur Gross-Matos is a, late bloomer type who went through a bunch of tragedies and in his life, but he's lost a brother to getting hit by lightning. His dad, when they went in a boat and he fell off the boat, and his dad saved him, but unfortunately drowned in the process. I mean, it's like
some serious tragedy, man.
Yeah, we're talking about some serious tragedy. And Yetur Gross-Matos is coming off a year where he was playing some pretty good football. So he's a big guy who's like 265, 270. I like what they've done up front. I mean, you got 4 younger players. Now, then they tried to get Levante David, but he signed back with Tampa. And now I just think that there were some people speculating in the last 24 hours that a big 49er move was coming. Mike Silver has tweeted out this morning that there's more to come. The question is, what is that more to come? People have suggested it might be Joey Bosa. Others have suggested it might be a trade for Patrick Surtain. Some people have speculated that it could be a Ayuk and a pick to Denver for Surtain. So I don't know what's out there for the Niners, but I would say keep it locked on YouTube the rest of the day and locked on your, Niners Nation, your 49er web zone, your, wherever you're getting your Niner updates, because there's a very good chance they do something dramatic today.
You famously have said in the past, Larry, don't listen to what's being said. Watch what's kind of happening. And what I think is going on here with the 49ers, who have added Brandon Staley, who's a proponent of the 3-4, have added players here who have experience in the wide 9 and in 3-4 defenses. A guy like Leonard Floyd, a guy like Yetur Gross-Matos had more success in Carolina as a stand-up outside linebacker than he did as a hand-in-the-dirt defensive end with the Carolina Panthers, which is a big reason why he's ended up with San Francisco. I'm not saying that the 49ers are about to run a 3-4. But, Larry, I think that the defensive catchphrase du jour of the 2024 season is going to be hybrid. I think the 49ers are putting together a defense that can be in its wide 9 as a base, can contract to a 3-4 at times just to give a different look. I think that Kyle Shanahan has had, an awful lot of success with all of his ideas. To bring in a guy like Brandon Staley, you're basically admitting, okay, some new ideas coming in here wouldn't be a bad idea at all. And I think one of Brandon Staley's signature ideas is a 3-4 defense. I'm not saying it's the new base. When you open up the 49ers depth chart, they're going to tell you that they run a 3-4. They don't. But I think it's an option that they would like to have or pull on. And I think a few of these players kind of fit that expanding, contracting. Sometimes you're going to have 4 down, 3 down, 5 down, 3-3, 3-3-5 defense. We're going to see some of that, I think. I just think that they know that they need to be a little bit more scheme dynamic than just, this is our base. We don't blitz much. We kind of do it our way. Because it's gotten them far, but not far enough.
But if you're a smart defensive coach, you will always play to the strengths of your personnel. And if the Niners somehow wound up with Khalil Mack, or God forbid, they wound up with Khalil Mack or Nick or Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa, and they've got Floyd, you've got some options there. So I just think that, and you've got a number of different rushers at different sizes. And I think it does lend itself to seeing more of a hybrid look. But I don't think you'll see them in a traditional 3-4, but as far as a 4-3 look, a 4-3 wide 9 look, a 5-2 look, I think you're going to see all of that over the course of the year.
No team can afford to be one thing anymore. But I just think that you're going to see the 49ers put new faces in new places all the time, because what they have is power and speed, and they're going to not attack quarterbacks with, I just think, earth-moving push. They're going to be stunting and curling and blitzing more than before, and this is just going to be Brandon Staley's fingerprints on Nick Sorensen's defense. Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.